Well, I think I had to do a part 2 on this boxing firestorm. When I came home from work on Friday, I said to my son, I go, I cannot believe they let a man box a woman in the Olympics. Like, this is so stupid. And my son said, oh, there's some, talk on the internet that this guy is actually born a woman, born a biological woman. And I said, what the fuck? And so then I started looking into it. And then Politico, independent.co.uk, news.com.au, all of these sources started to say that this person was actually born a woman. So that's what I had reported. And the father also says there's video going now, the father showing the passport and all that and declaring that she is a girl. That's what I reported. And whether it's popular or not popular, I that's what I said. I think that everybody knows how I feel about men in sports, men and women. I think you keep the genders separate. You don't have men competing with women. You have women, you have men. That's why we have male sport and we have female sport. We are different and everybody knows that I believe it. But this thing, I thought, well, is this just a very ugly woman? Because now we've seen pictures of her and she looks a little bit like Katie Lang or Rachel Maddow, and you kind of think, okay, it's possible she's just very unattractive, but what is this? What was this person, right? Like, what is this? So basically, you guys are so good in the comments. You are correct. Well, before I get to that, I'll just show you that a lot of people got mad about it. And then now a lot of people have retracted things. Like this is a statement from Logan Paul, who says, I might be guilty of spreading misinformation along with the entirety of this app. Although she's been previously disqualified for failing a gender test and has XY chromosomes, some sources say Imane Khelif was born a biological woman. So what our eyes see is a man. And this is what she looked like as a little girl. You can find other pictures on the internet. I mean, you could put a bun on a boy and still get the same thing and some big dangly earrings, but they're quite fashionable. What is this? And I think you guys are all right. This is something called, because you posted this in the comments, is called XYDSD. That's when somebody is born with abnormal genitalia. So she may even have internal testes. I don't know. I haven't looked. So even though she was raised as a woman, declared a woman, she could most likely, if your DSD, have normal male puberty, and that you will then have all that muscle and you will have all that advantage. And that is why this is not a fair fight. We could see plain as day looking at the ring, the boxing match when it started. This is not a fair fight. And now they've got two XYDSDs because they've got the one from Taiwan, the one that looks like Teresa Tam. It is up to the IOC. It is up to the International Olympic Committee to sort this shit out before it starts. Is it a fair fight or not? So no, it's not a fair fight. So they need to establish this. You can't have freaks of nature in here. And I don't mean to like be insulting, but this is very rare. But we've got two of them in boxing. And you know what? I think the Olympics now, they're just doing this stuff. They don't care. They're the International Olympic Committee, and the Olympics are just as corrupt and shitty as the rest of the elite organizations, going into all these cities, building, all this infrastructure that costs so much money. The athletes don't get the money. The city doesn't get the money. The city is just left to bear the brunt of the bill afterwards. So these buggers make so much in advertising and they give so little back to the athletes. And this happens once every 4 years. And now they are literally shattering people's dreams. I mean, I don't know what you do with people who are XYDSD or whatever this thing is. I don't know where they go, but this isn't a fair fight. That wasn't a fair fight. And shame on them. They should be ashamed of themselves for that stupid opening, and they should be ashamed of themselves for these decisions, because the IOC has come out to say, we don't discriminate. We've checked. We've done our regulatory testing. So they were clear. And so Imane Khelif beat the woman from Hungary today also, and that little Teresa Tam looking one beat her opponent as well. So that's just great. Women are getting beaten, and all this stuff I think is designed to make us argue. All the things that are going on in the world, pick a side and then argue. And even amongst ourselves, people who are freedom fighters or people who believe in the truth, we're even starting to argue. But I don't want to argue. I just want to report facts as I know it. And so That's what I did. But this is detracting from sport. And I'm a big believer in sport. I'm a big fan of sports and athleticism. And none of that is getting highlighted. We hardly, I mean, Simone Biles, when I see the gymnastics, my heart skips a beat. I'm just amazed at the athleticism, right? And all that is getting detracted from. All this transgender bullshit is ruining it for everybody, including women who might be a little bit beefy women, and they're getting accused of being trans. Look at what this rugby player had to say. Her name is Ilona Maher.
Gonna be very real here for a second. As you can probably tell, I've been crying a little bit. I always get these comments, but like recently it kind of ramped up. Was I get comments being called a man and being called masculine and asking if I'm on steroids. There will always be negative people out there, and they put women in a box, and they think of women should be fragile and petite and quiet and meek, but that's not the case. Women can be strong, and they can have broad shoulders, and they can take up space, and they can be big. I think I'm getting emotional because I feel very passionate about this. Don't let anybody try to define or dictate how you feel about yourself. You get to decide that.
Damn straight. And I think that women now have to look, these regulatory bodies are not going to protect you. The authorities are not going to protect you. You have to protect yourself. And I think that would be very hard if you've trained for something for over 4 years, then to have to stand up and go, I'm not getting in the ring with that. Okay, this is where I draw the line, and I think unfortunately it's incumbent upon the women. It's now put upon the women to draw that line. I mean, some women want to get in there and fight. I heard the woman from Hungary say, yeah, she was up for it because if she did win, then all the more accolades for her. And Imane Khelif isn't the world's greatest fighter either. She's been beat quite a few times. So I don't know where you put people like that or what you do. Like, I feel, I just don't think somebody with that kind of physical strength and with an XY can go up against someone with an XX. And I'll just tell you a little quick story to boot. I was quite a fast runner when I was young, and I'm still a pretty fast runner nowadays. I used to have little races with my sons and their friends and stuff like that. And I can run fast, and I was a very fast runner when I was in school. And somebody in grade 7, when I was 12, was like, "You are the fastest girl runner in this school." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then there was a boy in school who was really athletic. He was a very nice boy, but he got wind of the fact that I was the fastest girl, and he said, "Let's have a race." I said, "Okay, you're on. Let's have a race." Okay, come on. And so we went up to the gravel field, me and this boy. He was really kind of like, "Do you really run this fast right now?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." And so it was on your mark, get set, go. And boom, he kicked my ass from the jump. Like, he just flew. Like, he just took off like a Usain Bolt. He Usain bolted my ass. He left me in the dust, literally in the gravel dust. He just could run so fast. Now, I'm a fast runner, but I couldn't run as fast as him. I didn't have the stride that he had. I just couldn't run as fast as him, even though I was a very, very fast runner. I could go up against the females. I couldn't go up against the male. And why should I? Why should I? Thank you for watching this video. If you can, could you please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I've been kicked off of YouTube more times than I can dare to count, almost every time I've uploaded something. But the channel name is Anita K. If you could find me there and subscribe, that would be awesome. Ring the little bell, hit that notification, and all the things that all the other people say to do, please do, because it really does help. I'd like that channel to grow a little bit. And as always, Rumble, you can find me there, AK Straight Speaks. Subscribe to me there. Thank you for watching this video today. I'll catch you soon.